Welcome to fall in the Pacific Northwest. If you're new to the channel, thank you. Appreciate you watching. The colors are real, they're just kicking right now. I don't know if this shot that I was working on is going to come out. I hesitate to even talk about it much because I ran up, I saw this scene that's in front of you with all this, the sun's backlighting all this gorgeous color with all this moss and these ferns, and I was thinking maybe that it would work. But as I'm looking at the back of the camera, I'm not sure. I had to rush, and I hate being in a rush. But I'm at some of my favorite haunts in the Pacific Northwest where I live, and I'm out hunting the fall color, and I've already found some. So I know I'm going to come away with some great shots today. So I hope you'll hang around and see what I find. Made it a point to come. We had a big storm come through this past weekend, and it dumped a lot of rain, a lot of wind, a lot of rain on the mountains, a lot of snow at elevation. 2 weeks ago, this waterfall was just a trickle. It was pretty sad, and now it's absolutely raging. Unfortunately, this particular fall does not have a whole lot of color behind it. It's got a little bit that I could probably bring out in post. Also just bracketing my shots because the sun is coming in and out, and in order to slow that shutter speed down enough, even at f/16 and ISO 100 or ISO 50, it's tough to get the shutter speed where I need it for that water. So I'm going to take a couple more shots, and if any of them come out, I'll show it to you right now. I've photographed this waterfall numerous times over the years, and you gotta have really good water flow, otherwise it just doesn't really work too well. And this is a nice time of year because we do have a lot of color back there. It's just kind of dappled, but since the waterfall is going to be the subject, and that's just kind of like the wreath or the window dressing around the main subject of the waterfall, I think that it'll work really nice. Got a polarizer on. There's no direct sun. The sun is way back over there. There's clouds, as is usual here in the Pacific Northwest. So I'm going to get set up, dial it in, get a photograph. So pretty basic composition. I'll just walk you through what I think. Here's my thought process. I wanted to make sure I have a little bit of edge over here as a framing element on my left-hand side of the waterfall. And then you notice here over on the bottom right, I have this other small waterfall, but I have it coming in out of the very bottom right corner just to kind of act as a leading line to pull you back in. Then I've got this really gorgeous rock wall that's got it's got some few, probably can't see it on the camera, but it's got some fall color leaves falling on it. Up here at the very top, right along my diagonal, I've got this really pretty bunch of fall color, this gorgeous gold and yellow up here. Then I've got the center part of my waterfall off right there, and then up here in the top left is the brightest part of the image, which I will darken down a little bit, but there's actually some nice clouds. There's actually some nice clouds up here that I think will look really nice. And then I've got all the color there. I'm going to probably have to stay at f/16 so I can get a slow enough shutter speed to get the look of the water that I want. So let me get my shutter speed dialed in. and then I'll show you what it looks like. So I saved the best for last. The fall color back there is kicking in a big way. I've almost got a perfect reflection in these bubbles that are moving pretty rapidly. I'm going to put a 10 stop, or at least probably a 6 stop on in addition to my polarizer, just so I can get a really long shutter speed. So all of these bubbles that are moving by just give me some nice streaks across the frame. I don't know how long I need to go yet, but I'm definitely going to go really pretty long. So the composition is super obvious. I don't need to walk you through it. And it's going to be a beautiful photograph. And let me get set up and get the shot. Been varying my shutter speed between 6 and 30 seconds or even longer. And to be honest, I'm liking the slightly shorter between 6 and 10 seconds better than the super long ones. I'll have a better idea when I get it on a big computer screen back in the office. But this reflection is amazing. That bridge is amazing. The fall color behind it's incredible. And I haven't really decided on a focal length either, because with a wider focal length, part of this reflection in the water, which is really bright, kind of distracting. But the good thing is I'm getting all this rock that is just underneath the water, which is really gorgeous. Or I go with a more zoomed in, something around 50 millimeters or so, and get the bridge with just the reflection and the far bank. So I'm going to do both, because I really like the wider aspect, because it gives a better, just a better sense of place. It gives it room, everything gets room to breathe, and you can actually see more of what you can see with your eye when you're sitting here, which is so beautiful, versus a zoomed in perspective, which really just focuses on the bridge, which is stunning in and of itself. So between the two, I'll show them to you right now. And in the comments below, let me know which one you like best, the wide angle or the zoomed in perspective. That's going to wrap up this video. Hope you liked it. Please give it a good old thumbs up and consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, and it sure does help my channel grow. And if you stayed this far, thanks. I'll leave you with some images from my most recent workshop to Silver Falls State Park. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.